Alright, UFC 295 just wrapped up, but I'm here to talk about the event. If you guys missed it, you guys might know I was at the event. I told you guys I was going to be there. I'll play you some clips. I got my reaction to Tom Aspinall, Sergei Pavlovich. It was absolutely insane. And if you guys saw my breakdowns leading up to the fight, you guys will actually find all my predictions were right. Aspinall knocked out Pavlovich via counter in the first round, and Pereira did knock out Jiri in that second round. I will admit, not the fight that I expected, but I was pretty on point with the predictions. So you guys got to give me my credit in the comments. Come on, guys. I was getting really hyped watching the fights. I was like, damn, everything's coming out perfectly. And yeah, these were very close fights, at least on paper. Obviously, the result was not as close. We're going to talk about the main event. That was pretty close, though. And I was going to talk about a little bit about the rest of the card. But first, I want to remind you guys to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're trying to 20K by the end of the year. You guys are the best fan base in MMA, so I know you're going to help me with that goal. And yeah, it's currently 2 a.m., so you guys better subscribe. You know what I mean? Guys, I'm just joking around. We're going to talk about the co-main event and the main event. First, just the whole card in general. It was a pretty good card. I was disappointed about the Jon Jones and Stipe fight not being on the card, simply because of, honestly, ticket prices, guys. The ticket prices for Jon Jones were insane, and now the fact that he was off the card, very disappointing as somebody that paid to go there. But I will say, if this was a situation where this was another pay-per-view that I was watching from home, watching from wherever, I wouldn't care, and I actually did love the co-main event on paper, don't get me wrong. It was just the pricing, guys. So I saw some of you guys in the comment section below trying to say I was a casual or something like that. I won't lie, I was more excited for Jon Jones in the co-main event, of course, pay-per-view or going there in person, but I was mostly just upset because of the whole, you know, buying ticket situation. But now that I got that out of the way, the whole card was pretty good. A lot of fun fights, great performances as well. You know, Jared Gordon getting a good knockout, and all in all, I felt like the prelims were pretty solid. I was pretty happy going into the main card, but I felt like the main card is where the card really delivered. Starting off the main card, of course, Diego Lopez. This guy's a savage. We've been talking about him for a while on the channel. One of my new favorite fighters, honestly, to watch, because this guy has been in the UFC now for 3 fights. The first fight, he didn't get it done, but it was super close and almost won the fight multiple times. Then I forgot we fought the second time, got a very quick win, and now he beat Pat Sabatini via first round knockout. And Pat Sabatini is a real dude. Like, the guy is very good. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought it might be a little closer. I wasn't sure who was going to win. I did kind of favor Diego Lopez because he does have that finishing ability at all time, but Pat Sabatini is also very good. And yeah, that Benoit Saint Denis knockout of Matt Frivola, I called it actually watching the fight because he kept circling into those body kicks, and the head kick actually landed almost in the first 5 seconds. So I figured he was trying to set that up, and Matt Frivola perfectly just ran into the head kick, ran towards it, and got knocked out. Got caught, that's that. And that, you know, Jessica Andrade, Mackenzie Dern fight, I was excited for that one. That was an exciting fight, you know, with Mackenzie Dern getting dropped multiple times, and obviously, you know, Jessica Andrade getting that second round knockout. Respecting Jessica Andrade because she's fought in all these women's weight classes, and this is her 4th time fighting this year. Credit to her, but let's talk about the co-main event, right? This is what we're all here for. First of all, Sergei Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall. Like I said, I picked Tom Aspinall. It was a very close one because Pavlovich does have that power, but I said to you guys, I thought that his power was a bit overrated, guys. Now, I'm going to be honest, I know you guys might be, you know, clicking off the video already, disliking, and put it in the comment section below. Here's what I meant. If you guys recall, I did claim, look, guys, a lot of his knockouts happen because of volume, right? It wasn't necessarily a one-shot knockout, and he does hit hard, don't get me wrong. Very, very hard, of course, but he doesn't have the Ngannou power where he just hits you when you go out cold, right? We saw with Jairzinho Rozenstruik, right? We saw with Alistair Overeem. Like, Ngannou is the type of guy that knocks out dudes fresh in their career, you know, even late in their career, whatever you want to call it. He's going to knock you out no matter what. But Pavlovich is a guy that a lot of his knockouts have been against guys that, let's be honest, have taken a lot of damage throughout their career. Tai Tuivasa just came off the Cyril Gane fight just like literally 2 months beforehand. Derek Lewis is another guy who came off getting brutally knocked out by Tai Tuivasa, and a lot of these finishes, and I said to you guys, he might not be able to finish Tom Aspinall so easily, and because of that, I figured that Tom Aspinall would have enough time to figure him out before he would get finished, and he got tagged, and I predicted that. I thought that he would get tagged at one point, but I think that gave Aspinall a lot of confidence. I said it in the moment, and maybe it's on the video, but I had said, because right after Aspinall starts pressing forward, I said, damn, Aspinall must have confidence now. He tasted the power. He said, hey, you know what? I could take this. I can move my head. I'm faster than it. And then from there, we saw him get the confidence, and he got the counter, and I predicted it was going to be a counter shot. I told you guys, Pavlovich is a guy that gets countered a lot. I won't say gets countered a lot, but he's a guy that can easily be countered. It's just because sometimes he gets a little reckless and gets very confident with his power. I think that he'll actually learn a lot from this knockout and not be so reckless, and maybe next time, you know, set up things a little bit better. Staying behind a jab and things like that, you know, and not just throwing power rushing forward, but actually making his opponent a little bit worried about the power, frozen in the moment, keep him in suspense. Because Tom Aspinall, you know, he knew he could taste that power. He knew that he could take it, and that's what got him the win. But if Pavlovich was a a little more patient, he could have set up a better shot that maybe Aspinall didn't see coming, and Aspinall wouldn't have got that confidence so early. But yeah, Tom wins, and already as suspected, I knew this was going to happen. Everybody on Twitter's hopping online saying Jon Jones, you know, is ducking this guy. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. I have defended Jon Jones a lot on this channel, and I've gotten criticism for it. I said, hey, you got to give him credit for the Cyril Gane win. I thought that was a good win. I said to you guys, hey, he's the greatest of all time. There's no debate, even though everybody would tell me no. I'm going to say this right here, coming from a guy that has, you know, famously defended Jon Jones. I actually think Aspinall might beat him. I think Aspinall beats him, man. And I know, and I hate when people say that because people sound like such idiots saying this kind of stuff. At least sometimes they'll sometimes come up with random shit, you know, oh, this light heavyweight will now beat Jon Jones when he's won one fight. Aspinall's a bad matchup for Jon Jones, and I don't think Jon Jones should take that. I think he should take the Stipe matchup and retire, and that's that. I think Aspinall beats him. I think Aspinall's too fast. I think that his boxing is too good. He clearly has power. He has a great ground game as well. He's way bigger than Jon Jones probably. And this isn't a guy or a heavyweight, like this isn't Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, guys that are super slow. This is a guy that, you know, his ground game is legit. Like, this isn't a newbie on the ground. He has a black belt at jiu-jitsu. He's been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. His dad, I believe, was a jiu-jitsu practitioner. And he has the boxing, the hand speed. Jon Jones' biggest weakness, in my opinion, is that boxing. He has said that he's been working on it in these 3 years off. But yeah, I actually think Aspinall beats Jon Jones. I don't think Jon Jones should go for that matchup. But Jon Jones did say sounds good on Twitter. Does that mean he's going to take it? I don't know, man. Honestly, I have no clue. My prediction was I thought whoever win this fight would eventually become the undisputed heavyweight champion. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if Jon Jones decides to defend him one more time. Because if he beats Tom Aspinall, I mean, you can't debate. This guy's the greatest of all time. I already think he's the greatest of all time. It's just one of those things where, you know, we're not talking about prime for prime. This is a Jon Jones that has had, you know, so many injuries. I mean, he's coming off of a brutal injury to his pec right now. This is a guy that has been in the fight game for now over 10 years. Like, understandably, he's not going to beat Tom Aspinall. Like, prime for prime, this is a different discussion. Maybe a prime Jon Jones going to heavyweight. Maybe that's a different discussion. However, just at the state, I mean, I cannot see Jon Jones beating this guy. I'm going to be honest. But who knows? I could be wrong. I'm pretty confident Tom Aspinall beating him. Maybe my opinion will change if this fight ever gets made, but we'll find out, alright? And for Sergei, I mean, yeah, I think he's going to still be in the mix. The guy has power. The guy's always going to be at the top of the heavyweight division until, you know, he's older and, you know, has no chin anymore. I mean, him and Jailton Almeida, I don't mind. Him and Cyril Gane, I've been wanting to see for a while. Cyril Gane, I saw call out Tom Aspinall. Now, I don't know if Aspinall is going to defend the interim title. That would make sense, especially if they know that Jon Jones is going to retire in his next fight. I don't know, man. I could also see them holding him off, trying to, you know, kind of lure Jon Jones into another fight, because Jon Jones, man, you know, I'm curious to see how he's going to handle the criticism from everybody claiming he's hiding from Tom Aspinall, including myself. I've turned on him. I'm his biggest defender, and I've turned on him, so let's see how he handles it, you know? Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think is next for the heavyweight division? But the main event, guys, the controversial main event, early stoppage, was it not? Let's get into it. I predicted Alex by second round knockout. I thought that the first round was going to be a bit hectic, and early into the second round, I thought we were going to see Alex catch Jiri, maybe put him out cold, maybe some follow-up shots, and that was my prediction. It didn't happen exactly that way. The first round, I was surprised. Both guys were very, very patient, and I liked that Jiri was, you know, pressuring, especially in that second round, which did inevitably get him caught. But that first round, I thought they were both, you know, kind of in the center. At sometimes Jiri was pressing, and if you guys recall, I said Alex's weakness is his defense going backwards, right? He always, you know, goes backwards. That's his main defense, you know, hands up, kind of going away from the shot. If you press someone like Alex Pereira up against the fence, which is hard to do with that guy because he's such a good striker, but if you push him against the fence and strike with him, man, I feel like he gets caught a lot. You know what I mean? His head movement is mostly just leaning backwards. Obviously, if you're leaning backwards towards the fence, you're not going to be able to go much back anymore, and you're going to get hit. And that's what I thought the game plan for Jiri should have been, and mix up some takedowns, which he did get a takedown in round 1. But in round 3, I thought Jiri was winning the round. I did say to you guys, I thought Jiri would be the better fighter. I just thought that Pereira was going to catch him, which is kind of what we saw, right? We saw that Jiri was, you know, getting some momentum. I honestly thought that we might see Jiri win. Jiri looked like he rocked Alex at one point, and then he gets a little reckless. Alex hits him with a right hand and a big left hook behind it. That's obviously a big weakness in Jiri's game, right? He always has that hand down. Landed that left hook perfectly. I thought that Jiri was out. He went face first, but I think he kind of woke up, and we saw elbows from Alex Pereira, and Jiri leaned back, and from there, well, Pereira basically did mount Jiri in that moment, but before he gets any follow-up shots, Mark Goddard calls the fight. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a controversial stoppage. In my opinion, I agree, actually. I do think it is a controversial stoppage. I do think it was a bit of an early stoppage as well. Now, it's funny because last year when Pereira headlined MSG, I said the same thing about the Adesanya finish, but with the Adesanya finish, I could say confidently that Adesanya was not making it out, and Adesanya would have got knocked out eventually, which is what I said in the video, which is why I wasn't so annoyed. However, in this situation, I can't say for certain Jiri couldn't have gotten out of it. Maybe Jiri could have held him. I don't believe there was much time left in the round. I could have seen him, you know, maybe holding on to Pereira. Pereira, you know, maybe recovers in enough time. Now, it also could have been just ground and pound and a finish for Pereira, maybe a couple seconds later, but you just don't know. I thought it was stopped early. It wasn't a ridiculous stoppage, but yeah, I would probably say it was early. But what's next for the light heavyweight division? Now, Pereira called out Adesanya, which I thought Adesanya would probably be on Twitter calling out Pereira, because I thought that would be a smart move for him. Nobody's really available at light heavyweight heavyweight right now, right? Especially with Walker and Magomed Ankalaev, they're trying to rebook that fight. So nobody's really that #1 contender. Jamal Hill, we don't know when he's coming back. I just saw somewhere that he's apparently gonna, come back early next year. If that's the case, obviously then Jamal Hill is the fight to make. But I mean, I don't mind the Adesanya fight. Does Adesanya deserve it? Probably not. But they do got the rivalry going. It makes sense. I think it would entice Adesanya to come back a bit earlier. Maybe they fight at UFC 300 like I predicted in April when Adesanya beat him. Thought Adesanya would still be the champ, but that's a different story. So I think that fight is possible. Adesanya is a star. I could see that happening, especially if there's nobody else around. But I would assume Jamal Hill has to be next if he's available. Now for Jiri, what's next for him? I mean, maybe if Adesanya wants to move up to 205, but I think he should probably stay at middleweight and figure it out. Maybe take a long break and come back. But for Jiri, man, maybe he fights. I don't know. I mean, you got Jan Blachowicz and Ratchik booked. You got Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker trying to be booked for a fight night, apparently. I mean, just looking at the rankings, you could do him and Nikita Krylov, since Krylov is coming off of that win against Ryan Spann earlier this year. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me, unless he's going to be out for a while and, waits till, maybe another opportunity pops up. Maybe the winner of Magomed Ankalaev and Johnny Walker, maybe the loser. I don't know. We'll see. But Jiri did get knocked out, so he might not come back for a while. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What is next for both of these divisions? I thought the card was amazing. Let me know in the comment section below. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm curious to your thoughts, and I will reply. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA, and I'll see you guys in the next one.